Pierre-Luc Dubois, massive contract. Not massive results so far that we've seen in the playoffs, but are you surprised that he came out and just said that?
Well, you know, it's not a good thing when the first year of a guy's contract, on an 8-year contract, you're having to come out, and it's a legit question, would you consider buying him out? Now, the buyout circumstance with Pierre-Luc Dubois is tricky because if the season ends early, then I think the last possible date for the Stanley Cup Finals is June 24th. That opens up the buyout window earlier, and because of Dubois' age, if the season ended earlier, they could buy him out at 1/3 over twice the term, which would certainly make it a little bit more palatable for them financially. It's the only way to really do it financially. 2/3 would be a pretty lengthy buyout. But Rob Blake is saying, no, we're not planning that. And I think they've committed to him, Sam. Listen, we talked about it. We sat here and chatted about it before, is like he's big, he's strong, he's fast. I mean, he's got everything. All the things physically that you can do. I think, you know, they've committed to him. I think you got to give him, because sometimes guys come that first year, it doesn't work. Second year, they kind of find their way. I think that whoever they hire as their new coach, this has got to be job one, but they've got to find a way, if they're going to keep him, to get him up to speed. And his history so far in this league, I mean, we're getting deeper into his career now. It's time.
And the number of coaches and the number of teams. So this guy, with what he has, he should be a point-per-game player in the league. He should be able to impact the game even when he's not scoring in a physical manner. And he doesn't always do those things. And the best parts of his game are absent to the point where that inconsistently can really hurt. Puts it all together, though, look out. But
that's what
we're at that point now.
Percentage of the time, right?
That's just it. We're at that point now.
Columbus, Winnipeg, now L.A. It's the third stop, and it's time. He's going to have to figure it out.
Meanwhile, the goaltending in Los Angeles, not addressed in either of those tweets, but certainly something that will want to be addressed as well this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, they went into the season. I mean, Cam Talbot played relatively well for them. David Rittich came off the bench and played very well. But again, you're trying to compete for the Stanley Cup. You've got to solve the goaltending problem. They went out and got Korpisalo at the deadline last year. He was helpful. They couldn't re-sign him. I mean, maybe they can try to get in the mix for Markstrom or Saros or one of these high-end goalies. But, I mean, that's what they're looking at. Right, Sam? I mean, they've got to get somebody that they can put in that's kind of more in the prime of their career, that can give them an opportunity to win night after night, and especially in the playoffs against really good opponents.
It's been a couple of years now. I mean, the Cal Peterson thing, you know, that was an exciting deal at the time, and that went south in a hurry.
Really south.
And I think when I'm looking at Cam Talbot, I think he's a guy who's probably better suited to play like that Anthony Stolarz, Jonathan Quick role, where you can get him into 25 games. He can be really good for you for those 25 games. I just don't know if he's going to be the guy that takes you to play those 60 games, as you say.
It's a lot to ask for a guy who's into his mid to late 30s now.
It is, but he's still a very serviceable guy, and a guy that I think has a spot, but maybe not as a starter.